Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Beginner English Storytime. Today's topic is stepping outside your comfort zone.
Hey there. It's so good to have you back. I'm John.
And I'm Emma. Today's episode is special because we're not just talking about learning English, but about life, growth, and how to step out of your comfort zone.
Exactly. Most of us have this invisible wall around us that keeps us stuck in a place that feels comfortable. But you know what? It also keeps us from growing. We all say things like, someday I'll speak English fluently, or someday I'll make a big change. But how many of us actually take that first step?
Yeah, that's the hard part, isn't it? And here's the truth that no one likes to say. Your comfort zone is where your potential goes to sleep.
Oof, that hits home. I've been there too, life feels okay. Nothing bad, not amazing, just neutral. But deep down, you feel like you're not really living.
That's right. We get stuck in jobs we don't love, relationships that don't grow, and routines that don't challenge us. And why? Because we don't want to feel uncomfortable. But here's the thing, comfort is quietly stealing your potential.
I can totally relate. I used to wake up, go through the same routine every day work, eat, sleep, repeat. I wasn't unhappy, but I wasn't really alive either. That quiet frustration, that was the alarm bell telling me it was time for change.
That's exactly how it feels. For me, it hit when I wasn't feeling my best physically. I kept telling myself I'll get in shape later, but later never came. Every time I avoided doing something hard, like exercising or making healthier choices, my confidence dropped.
And that's what happens when we stay in our comfort zones. The longer we stay, the smaller our self belief becomes. So, today we're talking about how to break free from that cycle. It's about taking small, consistent steps, not big leaps.
Exactly. Change doesn't need to be dramatic, it just needs to be consistent. If you want to improve your English, for example, start by speaking for just 5 minutes every day. That's it, no pressure.
And if you want to get fit, don't jump straight into marathons. Start small, maybe just a 20-minute walk every day. It feels easy, but that's the point. You're building trust with yourself.
Yes, and here's the cool part. The first week feels weird. You might question yourself, why am I doing this? Is this really working? But if you push through that resistance, by the second week, you'll notice something, a shift.
Exactly. By the 15th day, I remember feeling lighter, not just physically, but in my energy. People hadn't noticed yet, but I did. And that's enough. Because when you start believing you can make real changes, that's when the momentum kicks in.
Right. You're proving to yourself that you're not someone who quits. And that wraps up the first 21 days. But don't go anywhere. We're going to dive into what happens next after that honeymoon phase, when you really start to see change.
Now let's talk about the next stage, days 22 to 42. This is when people around you start to notice the change.
Oh, I remember that. Around week 4, one of my coworkers said, "You're looking more energetic these days, doing something new." And inside I was like, yes, I'm on fire. but it wasn't just because I looked better. It was because someone noticed the change I was feeling.
For me, it was when my speaking confidence in English really showed. I stopped translating in my head and just started speaking. Then someone in my class said, "Your English is sounding so much better." That moment was everything. It wasn't just a compliment, it was proof that this was actually working.
That's the beauty of the second 21 days. You're not just trying anymore, you're becoming. Your routines feel more natural, and people around you start validating your progress. Your mind starts craving that momentum.
But here's the tricky part. This is when the temptation to slow down starts to sneak in. You feel good, so your brain says, maybe we can relax now. But that's the trap.
Absolutely. Don't let that temptation stop you. You've laid the foundation, but this is not the finish line. If you push through this phase, you're not just chasing change anymore, you're living it.
And that brings us to the final stage, the transformation that sticks. This is when you don't have to force the change anymore, it just feels like who you are.
Yes, you wake up and it's not a struggle. You just want to do it, whether it's speaking English fluently or keeping up with your fitness goals. It becomes part of your daily life.
Exactly. Your environment starts to work with you. People start talking to you differently. You walk differently. You think differently. It's like you've proven something to yourself and your brain responds.
It's like this beautiful quote I read. First, it's hard, then it's routine, then it's part of who you are. That's the final 21 days. It's peaceful, powerful consistency.
And you know what's even more amazing? You start helping others. I had a friend ask me for fitness tips. I started thinking, wow, I've become the person I used to look up to.
That's the real change, not just changing your habits, but expanding your identity. You've trained your brain to trust you. You've shown up, even when it was hard, even when nobody was cheering you on.
And here's the best part, without even realizing it, you've built a new normal. And that new life, that's your new comfort zone. But this time, it's a comfort zone you earn.
Exactly. It's no longer a place of hiding, it's a place of strength, a place you stepped into, not one you stayed stuck in.
And that's the true win. You're no longer waiting for someday, you're living in right now.
Wow, that was powerful. Before we wrap up, let's slow things down and go over some key vocabulary from today's episode. Vocabulary breakdown. Let's go over some important words from today's episode. These words will not only help you with your English, but also on your journey of growth. Thanks for joining us today. Keep stepping forward, and we'll see you in the next episode.